Okay, so this is the second part of the video. I'm not sure where I left off. It was someone called regarding my driver's license. Anyways, I think that where I was at is that I've had a few things going on in my life, but I am going to, um, I've already started to cut off on my drinking. Um, I guess that's the first step. The second step, I realized, and this is something that's key in everybody who has anxiety or who uses medication or alcohol, in my case, to kind of forget about stuff. And I noticed that any kind of stressful event, especially when you have DPDR, when you're not all there, when you're just half there, because when you have DPDR, you know you're not yourself. You are someone completely different. And anyways, for those of you who have to, you know what I'm talking about.
Anyways, I cannot handle things the normal way I used to. So for me to third place at this time, you gotta have good credit because you need to lease for at least for a year. You gotta pay the first and last month's rent. I've had some economical issues lately. They stole my laptop. I moved and I paid first and last month a month ago when I was in the relationship. I bought some furniture. I bought stuff. Anyways, I even lost my car now, so it's harder for me to look for a job in that area. But you know what? I am optimistic. I'm never gonna let anything let me down. I don't know if this is who I am or this is what I've become because of DPDR or because of the hell that I went through while going through benzodiazepine withdrawals. Now, coming to this point, now I want to let people know that it's not all fun and games when it comes to recovering from DPDR. And I'm not saying that you just have to sit there and look at the stars. A lot of times people are afraid of things subconsciously. And they have to take notes of these things. Like, when is it that you feel most afraid? Or when is it that you feel most anxious? When is it that you have to take little notes. And for me, for example, I felt that DPDR itself, of course, is something I was afraid of. I was terrified. I know a lot of people who have gotten DPDR and they do not necessarily fear it. They just feel it. But DPDR itself scared the hell out of me because I could not control my thoughts. As time went by, I realized that I could control my thoughts. I could not control DPDR, but I could control my thoughts. I could convert a negative thought to a positive thought very quick. I did not need to go to a psychiatrist, a psychotherapist. I didn't need a CBT. I did this on my own, and I think it was necessary for me to do it because I was in survival mode. My brain, as a surviving species, every species is a surviving species, but as a human being, I think that I needed to find a way to calm my brain down. I never expected to, the first time especially, I never expected to come out of DPDR. I just needed to say, okay, if you're going to live with this, you're going to live with it, but you're not going to kill yourself about it. You're going to live with it. You're going to work with it. You're going to have a relationship with it, and you're going to keep going on with your life with it. So, because of this, I think I learned to face my fears. I learned to not run away from what I used to run away from, or not cry for things that I used to cry for. So for me, when I look at people that I help, and actually I've helped I think 5 people in the last 2 or 3 days that they've called me, and I think that it's all nice and easy to say, stop drinking, stop taking medications, and even that is hard for somebody who has DPDR to tell them to stop taking medication. Medication for them is heaven. But you know what? That's not it. That's not at the end. You have to face your fears. I know one girl in particular, and this girl, she is terrified of being alone. She gets a big common symptom, which is called doom and gloom. Doom and gloom is that feeling when you feel you're by yourself and nobody's there, and you feel this deep depression, and you feel like everything's over. I think most people with DPD are familiar with doom and gloom, or impending doom, some may call it. And this person, whenever she feels lonely, she gets this feeling. Now, she does not face it. She says that she needs to be with somebody. And that when she's with someone, the doom and gloom goes away, but the DPDR is still there. So from my point of view, and I've dealt with a lot of people with DPDR, I could say that this person, what she needs as a psychotherapeutic, method, is to face that fear. If you feel that you need to be with someone, and when you get this doom and gloom, you cannot be by yourself, be by yourself. You're not going to die. DPDR is not going to kill you. It's not going to make you go crazy. Hell, I thought benzo withdrawal mixed with DPDR is one of the most terrifying things in the world. And I've been through benzo withdrawals. And I have had the worst withdrawals I could imagine. Very terrible. And I would like to say this to anybody who has DPDR. If you feel that crossing the road, if you feel that going outside, if you feel that talking to people on the phone, if you feel like talking to people face to face is something that you're scared of, do it. Do it. You're going to be scared. You'll probably have panic. You'll probably have anxiety. You'll probably feel terrible. You'll probably feel like running. Just stand there. And you're not going to succeed on the first time. But with time, look, it took me a long time to recover. Overall, I've had DPDR for 14 years. Okay, so I'm not saying that this is that you're gonna have DPDR for 14 years. The reason I had it for 14 years is because I drank for about 10 of those years, and I took pills for 10 of those years. So that's why I had DPDR. And like I said before, the only reason why my DPDR left was because I stopped drinking and because I stopped taking medications. And of course, my brain had already developed a coping mechanism with the negative thoughts. And I don't think, because a lot of people always say, well, what can I do if I have a negative thought? Well, first of all, when you're in DPDR, you're already in a negative state of mind. So it's very hard for me to tell you to be positive. I think that what you can do is when you have a negative thought, try not to give it too much power. Have it, go through it, live it. And actually, I have a video on my YouTube account called Desperation. I made it for those who have for benzo withdrawal, but I encourage all of you with DPDR to watch it. Peace. Bye.